Good morning. This is Newsdesk. My name is Winston Taki. Coming up in this bulletin, the youth wing of the opposition New Patriotic Party leads supporters in a protest asking government to halt state-sponsored attacks on its members.
From criticizing government when government goes wrong, of course, it's going to be a constructive criticism. You can see the numbers. The youth are not happy, and we are not going to go back to heydays when we could not express ourselves.
I mean, it's just been 9 months since you...
Also, unpaid nurses demonstrate in Tamale demand release of more than 8 months salary arrears. University for Development Studies lifts high Ghana's flag at its richest quarter-final stage of ongoing FISU University World Cup Football Championship. We have a conversation with them shortly. These plus some business update here on this desk. We are independent, fearless, and credible. Stay tuned right after this break. Now, the youth wing of the opposition New Patriotic Party is leading party supporters on a protest led by the national youth organizer Salam Mustafa. The NPP is asking government to halt what is described as state-sponsored attacks on its members. Razak Musbao is covering this for us and joins us with more updates.
A march against harassment of party officials, which they say is making them feel intimidated, is making them feel unsafe, is making it difficult for them to speak their mind, and all of that, they say, is something that the state, the police service must work on. This is still the MPP's youth group's march, and at the moment we're just around Paloma, heading towards the police headquarters where the first petition will be presented.
Sack the IGP now.
Charlie, why do you want the IGP to be sacked?
Yes, so the president must sack the IGP. The IGP is not doing his work well. Looking at the kind of intimidation of the New Patriotic Party members, the kind of arrest he is affecting. I mean, this is too much. We can't live in a country where your target and your focus will be on the opposition party, and the ruling party, members of the ruling party are misbehaving without any arrest. I mean, this is uncalled for. So, Mr. President...
Which members of the ruling party are misbehaving without any arrest?
We know. Members of the NDC, they are misbehaving all over.
Which specific people are you referring to?
Look at the Galamsey menace. Look at what is happening. I mean, national executive have been cited in this Galamsey menace. I mean, look at the kind of misbehavior.
Which national executives?
Oh, I mean, look at what is happening. Joseph Yamin and few others, Mustafa Bande and few others. They are involved. Erastus confirmed. They are deeply involved in these Galamsey activities.
Wait, but they are being investigated by Yoko.
No,
that's something that the investigation is underway.
The investigation is too slow. Look at what happened to Chairman Azoka. We were in this country. The police told us they've arrested Azoka. Few minutes, within 5-10 minutes, there was a video circulating on social media whilst Azoka is in Tamale talking to his people.
So you want them to sack the IGP?
I mean, the system is not fair. The IGP should be sacked.
All right, so that's the message, and more party members are joining in. I just saw the former Minister of State, Honorable Abena, who has joined the protest. We'll be hearing from her very shortly as the protest also gets underway now. And Honorable, I can see you've joined your party youth group in this protest. Why are you here?
It is obvious why we are here. The unwarranted harassment, the failure of rule of law to work. Clearly, we need to show, and this is the way. This is a very peaceful way we can tell Ghanaians that let's rise up and let our democracy work for us. Because we voted for democracy. So let the democracy work for us. And that is why we are here.
They say it's the law that is working. You look at some of your party officials that have been arrested. It's the law that they are applying.
It is what?
The law is what they are applying. They say they make comments.
I'm surprised you are not seeing the abuse that is going on. I'm surprised you are not seeing the abuse. So we believe that by protesting this way, Ghanaians will see the abuse of the law that is going on. And we are going to do this peacefully and in a democratic manner. And so that is why we are here.
But are you impressed with the turnout, though? I mean, because the allegation was that your party was dying, that the energy in the party was down. But this is you.
You should know better.
But this is you.
You are a journalist. You should know better.
Thank you very much.
You are a journalist. You should know better.
But are you happy with
this
the turnout?
This party can never die. This party can never die.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. All right. So that is what is unfolding here, and yeah, I mean, we are talking about the turnout today. The youth of your party have turned out in massive numbers. Are you impressed?
So thank you so much. Yes, we are impressed. But when you even watch through, apart from the youth of our party that are in, we have ordinary Ghanaians that are also part. We have social media activists, Facebook, TikTok that are also here. What we are basically doing and sending a strong signal to the president is that he cannot suppress the voices of Ghanaians. He enjoyed democracy whilst he was in opposition. And it is the same call that we are calling on him to grant freedom of speech. He cannot box us and restrict us from speaking our mind. He promised Ghanaians two simple things: jobs for the youth. Agenda 133. He should focus there and make sure that he delivers on that job. One job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That's what he promised Ghanaians.
I mean, what about the commentary by some of your party members? The concern is that some of it is a bit too harsh. Some of it, the vitriol is in there. I mean, some of it clearly defamatory comments, making wild allegations, unsubstantiated allegations. Are these things that you're also concerned about? And maybe you want to urge your party members to be measured in their comments.
Thank you so much. So as Ghanaians, we are against using words or commentaries that will not bring unity as a country. Okay, but where are we coming from? We are coming from a place where the president and some government officials have made wild comments like that. If you call the former president Achim Sakawa mafia people, then you force the youth to also mimic, and that is the results we are seeing today. Even though we condemn, if you see Sami Jemfi, the communication director, calling on President Nanado to be killed during a Jamba song, and calling on the Vice President Baumia to be killed during a Jamba song, then you see the replica effect, which is what we are seeing now. So for us, we condemn it. If there is any issue and you feel that yes, people have gone beyond the law, there is the law there. Let it work. But somebody like Osei Obama, a content that has been on social media already, he only reshared it and he was accosted. Somebody like Adenta Kumi, petition that he submitted to the president, the following day he was hijacked at his house and invaded in his house. These are things, and Shatawale, look at the bail condition that they gave to Shatawale. It took Ghanaians to come to the streets and protest before the government left him off the hook. And we feel that this is 8 months, 9 months. If we don't send a strong caution to the government, within 2 years, trust me, media reporters or media persons like you cannot do your work. Your colleagues have been slapped by state institutions. What has happened to them? And this is the path that is going to. That is the main reason why, as Ghanaians, as party, as social media content people, as media houses, as artists and underground artists that you see over here, they are calling on the president. Enough is enough. Stop using state resources to harass us. Enough is enough. And President Mahama, focus on the Galamsey. Use the police, the security people. Go to the northern sector where there are conflicts. We'll join you in making sure that we solve that problem. It is not our reporters. It is not Ghanaians. It is not social media content. It is not artists that you should focus on. Great job for the youth. That is what you promised us. 9 months, your focus has not been on the job. And we are calling you, President Mahama, that do the needful. Enough is enough. We handed over power to you, and safe and democracy is what we handed over power to you. You cannot suppress Ghanaians, our voices. A luta continua, Victoria asserta. That is what we tell the president.
All right, thank you very much. So it's still the protest by the NPP youth group, still underway. They are marching to the police headquarters at this point, and to present a petition from there to the Jubilee House, where they will present another petition, clearly unhappy about the manner in which they claim the police and the state institutions have been handling their party officials. Of course, Abronya DC, a case that you can reference, Chairman Wuntumi and the others. They insist that there is selective justice, that it is their party officials who are rather being apprehended, while some members of government are being let off the hook. That is a concern they have been raising today. So we are heading to the police headquarters at this point, and we will at least get a sense of the content of the petition to the police. If you look at the message on some of the placards that we have here among the crowd, we have some of them.
So this is the ongoing protest by the NPP youth that has been led by the youth themselves, demanding for the case, where they are saying that indeed they would defend freedom of speech and also against the brutality, or they say unprofessional conduct by the police there. And we'll certainly be bringing you up-to-date information on what is happening there on the ground. Musbao is giving us the report from that place. Now, meanwhile, in Tamale, a group of unpaid nurses has also hit the street asking government to release an 8-month salary arrears. Let's get update from there as well. Mudasa Abdul Rauf is a Northern Regional Organizer, joins us more now for more update. Now, Mudas, what can you report? Okay. First of all, I want to get from you 8 months without salary. How have you been able to survive all this while as nurses?
Hello, come again, please.
8 months without salary. How have you been able to cope?
So for 8 months now without salary, it hasn't been easy. For the next 2 months, I think majority of us, our salary, our rent will be completed. We'll be working with hunger, and actually it has been 8 months of suffering. Meanwhile, we have served dedicatedly and faithfully to the good people of Ghanaians.
Have you been engaging with the appropriate agency within the Ministry of Health concerning your demands?
We have done several engagements. Firstly, with our immediate leaders, that is the HR department of our various facilities. We then move on to engage the Ministry of Health, who has indicated to us that our financial clearance has expired. Meanwhile, the same financial clearance has been used to pay our colleagues who have received their salary in our 3 to 4 months of serving this country. We've also moved ahead to engage the Minister of Finance, where he clearly indicated that indeed our financial clearance has expired and that the government is financially tight at the moment. And the only way they can help us is to clear ghost names from the Controller and Accountant General Department. Meanwhile, as we speak, the Auditor General finished with that exercise last month, and up until as we are doing this demonstration, there is still no timeline as to when we are going to receive our salary.
Ralph, can we hear from some of your colleagues who are with you? I can see you working with some of your colleagues. Let us hear, how has this impacted their service delivery, basically?
Okay. How has it impacted your life?
Right now, some of us who rented at our various communities where we've been placed, but we haven't received a single salary. Some of us have been vacated from our premises where we stay and then go to work. We pray that the government will hear our cry and then pay us, so they'll be able to settle our bills. Some people are really going through a lot. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Ralph, I want to...
Okay. I'm Jemima, one of the 2020 graduate nurses who have not been paid. In fact, we are suffering. We are tired. We need our money. It has not been easy for us. Sitting at home for even 4 years without employment. And now we have been employed for almost 10 months now without salaries. So we are pleading with the government of Ghana, the Minister of Health, the Finance Minister to come to our aid and grant us our salaries. Thank you.
Ralph, I want to understand from you, now that you are marching, where is the protest heading towards, and who are you going to send your petition to, and what is the timeline, basically?
So this is not a demonstration against the government. This is just an appeal to the government to pay us our salaries that we have sweated for the past 8 to 9 months. And so today, the nurses within the northern zone of the country is going to submit a petition to the northern regional minister to advocate for us in the highest office of government for us to be paid immediately.
Ralph, beyond just advocacy, how far do you intend to go in terms of ensuring your demands are met?
And so the demonstration has just kick-started from the northern zone of the country. Early next month, that is the 2nd and the 3rd of October, those within the southern zone will be marching forth to the Minister of Health and the Minister of Finance, respectively. We are going to come support them with our mattresses and our pillows, and we are not leaving until they pay our salaries. We can't continue to serve Ghanaians with dedication and compassionate, and each day we go back home and sleep with hunger. Our landlords are after us. Some of us are not being posted to our original homes. We have left our homes to go elsewhere to go and save. We pay, the government doesn't pay for our accommodation. We pay for our accommodation, and so they should grant us our monies so that we'll be able to settle debts that have been accumulated within the 8 to 9 months. And so the demonstration will continue in Accra, hopefully early next month.
Thank you, Mudassir Abdul Rauf, who is the organizer for the Northern Regional nurses who are demonstrating, demanding that their 8-month salary be released to them and also other provisions be adhered to. We're going back to the protest that has been led by the youth wing of the NPP.
It's quite a huge crowd of people here. And of course, a number of my colleagues are also on grounds there. And Jackie's there. Jackie, I mean, it's been a great, what do you call it, in terms of the orderliness of this very protest. It's been good so far. Yeah. In fact, the police have been very apt to tax at this point.
Yeah, Musbao. I mean, we started not long ago and they've been moving forward. Just as they said, the first stop is at the IGP's office, then they moved to the Jubilee House. But then it looks like what I'm observing is that there are like different messages. I don't know if you've heard something about Galamsey. Some people talking about the fact that their buildings were demolished and a lot more. So it's like different people are here for different reasons altogether. Even though on their flyer or the communique they shared or the press conferences they've had, it's been about, I mean, state-sponsored harassment. That is what they say. But people are here for different reasons altogether. Yeah,
I mean, we've just been interacting with some of the party officials, Nanabi, Samuel Uku, and all of them are, what do you call it, reiterating the point about state harassment and the manner in which some of their party officials have been handled, etc. And as you mentioned, that appears to be the concern. And a number of the people on ground they've been interacting with, what are some of the specific, references they've been making?
Well, the first person I spoke to before we moved from Wabra Sports was talking about Galamsey issues. Well, according to him and his words, which you can find the video on all our social media platforms, he says that when the NDC, they were doing campaign, I mean, they came out to talk about the fact that they would use, they were trying to say that the MPP could use some few weeks to solve Galamsey issues, but then it's been 9 months, then the NDC still hasn't done that. So it has to do with Galamsey and personal issues, because a gentleman I spoke to not long ago was talking about demolition, that he's coming from Medina and his structure that is there has been demolished. So as I said, it's varied issues. But then before we started, the party's leadership, they still maintain their stance on state-sponsored harassment. Yeah.
So that's my colleague Jackie here, and we're still on grounds as we cover the protest. And
so yes, the protest is still going, and as you can see from our viewers there, and many things are happening right on the ground with several demands that is still ongoing, demanding from government that they should halt the allegations concerning some of the arrests of their members who have spoken consistently and have consistently also been called by Yoko, and many selected issues they are bringing to light. Now let's take you to China next, where the International University Sports Federation Games is ongoing. In the football tournament, Ghana's University for Development Studies is lifting high Ghana's flag and has qualified to the quarter-final stage following an impressive run of games. Abdul Hayy Momin is with the team and joins us for a conversation. Now, Momin, how has the team been performing so far, considering the fact that they've successfully gone through to the quarterfinals?
For those who have watched our team play and not just represent UDS, but also representing Ghana and Africa on the global stage, some of them, after the matches, have asked if we are sure these are not Black Stars players we have brought here to represent Ghana. Indeed, these are university students. And I must say that our preparations, which has been over the last 90 days of intensive camping, is what has resulted in the results we've had so far. The defending champions, which are the Paulista University from Brazil, a university known for producing many of Brazil's national team players. We came against them, and everybody thought that UDS was going to be the underdog. Evidence from the match, which is on record on YouTube and on several other channels, show that we dominated that match. It was hard luck that even led to they taking the lead. But within 2 minutes of they taking the lead, our boys bounced back and equalized. And we have become among the only two sides in the competition so far not to have tasted defeat. We have 2 wins and a draw out of 3 matches so far. And we are very positive looking ahead of the quarterfinals, which is against a Korean university.
What is the morale currently in the camp?
The morale is very high. Of course, these are university students, but also some of whom are looking forward to having careers, not just as professional footballers, but also as physical education instructors in the future, as coaches in the future, as people who, even if they do not end up becoming footballers in the future, will have a role to play in the educational sector under sports in the future. And so they are very excited to have had this kind of exposure. It's not every day that you find students, some of who come from rural areas, especially in northern Ghana, from Karaga, from Sabulugu, from Kumbungu, traveling all the way to China, where they are competing with some of the best in the world. And so morale among the students is very high. Morale is also very high because of the support they have received, not just from the management of the university, but also from the entire Ghanaian population, especially for example, we're speaking to Joy News now, and we don't take this for granted at all. This is a huge platform for us, not just to sell the University for Development Studies and to tell our story, but to showcase the fact that Ghanaians are wholly behind us. We were really encouraged when after winning our second match and having qualified for the quarterfinal stage, we saw that even the Vice President of the Republic had issued a congratulatory message. We've had support from the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, and the head coach is constantly in touch with the minister himself, Mr. Honorable Kofi Adams. And then also we've had enormous support from the Ghana Football Association. Indeed, I must add that for 10 days, just before we traveled here to China, the GFA handed us the Pram college where our boys camped for a while before moving to China.
I understand you are preparing for your next game. Which team are you playing against? And also, which other players would you say are showing enormous talent on the field, especially key players? We know Ghana, we had a like of another 21 who came up to subsequently represent the national team.
You've asked me a very, very difficult question there because the boys do not play as individuals, they play as a team. And during the training sessions, we keep hearing the coaches telling them to forget about individualism and think more about team play. And so for me to single out any player and say this has been our star would be unfair to the rest of them. However, if you have been following the team very well, during the African Championships where UDS emerged the continental champions, we had Izzeddine Al-Hassan. Izzeddine Al-Hassan was declared the goal king of that tournament, and already in this tournament he has 2 goals and 2 assists. There's another dangerous provider of goals, Fauzan Dandawa. He's also been a threat. And then there's Zakaria Al-Hassan, who started 1 game and already has 2 goals and an assist to his credit. And so, yes, these are very, very bright players, and we can be sure that if they get the opportunity to play in any of the national teams, they will be walking straight into the first 11.
How did the previous tournaments in Africa, emerging champions, probably prepare the team ahead for this current tournament?
Well, I think that the event which happened in Nigeria in 2024 really prepared the boys for all the tough matches they're facing now. You can imagine that, of course, the pitches in Africa are not as smooth as the pitches that the boys are currently playing on. And I can see you showing videos of some of the training sessions where the boys are currently training. You won't have that in any facility in any of the universities, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. And so it was like preparing for an eating competition, a rice eating competition, by training with stones. And so our boys were really, really prepared because of the terrain under which they won the African Championship. Having come here to smoother fields where the pitches are much, much friendlier, they are doing really, really well, except for the fact that so far we haven't been very impressed with the level of officiating. Some of the decisions that have been taken against the African representatives have not really been fair, and we wish that moving forward they would introduce the VAR at such high tournaments as well.
All right, thank you very much, Abdul Hai Mumin, who is currently with the team,
So that
UDS team, who are doing enormously great the competition out there in China. And certainly we pray they emerge the winners, the ultimate winners of the tournament. Now, away from that, let's still come back to Ghana, where the NPP youth wing are protesting and demanding for a halt against what they describe as the attack against freedom of speech. And my colleague Musbao is right on the ground and is still giving us updates.
Thank you very much. We want the government to straight up. The government should straight up. He's spoiling Ghana. Now Ghana is Ghana. We don't even know what to say. Everything has spoiled. Everything.
What has spoiled? What has spoiled?
He himself come out and tell Ghanaians in his campaign that he is coming to fight Galamsey. But today, what we are seeing in this country, we never had it before. So we are telling the government to try all his best and fix the Ghana. Secondly, he come back and fraud with the Ghanaians. He brought the dollars down to 10 cedi. Less than 9 months, the dollar has doubled to 13. Thirdly, the government also frauded again. Tell Ghanaians that it's ready to work hand in hand to us. But today, it's going around harassing people, catching people. Come out with your facts. He himself called the late President Achim Sakawas. Today, see what he's doing. Insecurity. They don't know what to do. He insulted them.
That's why you've joined the protest.
That is how we bring the protection. We are coming. We want peace in Ghana.
All right, so thank you very much. And Chairman, you are also leading, you are in front, although helping to guard your people. I mean, your concern is that they are attacking some of your party officials. Why do you feel that they are attacking them?
That's why we come out. So we tell government that you should look into our insecurity, because Because when you look at Ghana sport, I can remember when they buy a KK 5 cities into the parliament. Now KK is 7 cities. So Ghana sport, everything was suffering. So we needed changes. Okay.
What specific changes do you need?
We need insecurity, like IGP. What he's doing is not good.
What is IGP doing that you don't like?
What he was arrested people anyhow. You know, that's why we are saying that arresting is not good. They should stop it. He should stop threatening Ghanaians. We all are Ghanaians, okay?
They say, yeah. Anyway, so that's some of the concerns over there. And
what are they doing?
What's your concern?
My concern is that the NDC came to power and they were voted for by Ghanaians to fix the economy, change the lives of Ghanaians. We didn't vote for them to catch people unnecessarily.
But they say they are breaking the law. No, why should somebody not?
Since when in this country you want to arrest somebody, we hold a press conference. How can you go and say you're arresting a thief? You hold a press conference, a state of the nation, and tell the people that I'm coming to arrest you. So far, who have they put behind bars? Who have they put behind bars? Even today, when you speak in this country, it becomes a crime. Were we not in Ghana here, the media, were we not in Ghana here when the NDC was even saying that Akufo-Addo should die? What didn't they say about the NPP government? Didn't they tell us they'll stop Ghana within 2 weeks? Didn't they tell us they'll change the economy? Today. Go to the street girls. Before, when you go there, they charge you. Today, when you go there, they'll ask you how much will you give them. Because now the system is so hard. The system is so hard. People are even finding it hard to get 3 square meals a day. And they are not trying to fix the economy. Rather, they are trying to intimidate the NPP. We are in a rule of war. The law belongs to NPP and NDC, not for one people. So all this intimidation, we the NPP, you can intimidate us.
So, I mean, but you look at some of the comments that your party members are making. Some are, like you said, wishing the president dies. Some are alleging corruption against the IGP. Some are defaming people's character. Will you condemn some of those comments?
Some of the comments, it's laudable. Well, you know, I was in Akwetia.
You support some of those comments?
Yes, of course.
They are defaming people. You support
them because we're in Akwetia. When Azoka said if he meet the member of parliament, there will be a by-election in this country. What happened?
Has he been arrested?
If he has not been arrested, and I tell you that you are incompetent, you tell me that you arrest me. Since when you threaten somebody's life in this country and you go scot-free? Did you see him in a black barrier? Did you see him going to court? After threatening a member of parliament, if I meet you in a coalition, says that there will be a by-election. Have you seen him being arrested? No. Have you seen him in Ghana here? No. And now you are telling me if somebody tells you you're not doing your job right, he rather get arrested. Is this the rule of law in this country now? Were we not in this country? What the NDC did to the NPP, yeah? Sami Jemfi, what didn't they say about the NPP? Who arrested them? Now the intimidation, harassment have to stop. There is freedom of speech. We are in democracy. Some of them can be cautioned. Not necessarily, have to be manhandled. It's like, I mean, they are giving a panic.
All right. So that's some of the protesters who have joined, raising concern about the manner in which some of their party officials have been handled. Clearly unhappy about that. We are approaching the police headquarters now. That is going to be the first point of call by the protesters. They are going to present a petition to the police force regarding the conduct of the police, which they believe has been unfair. The handling of some of their party officials, the manner in which they have been arrested, they say it has been unfair, and they will be heading there right now with just a few minutes, a few meters away from the, the police headquarters now. We are approaching the police headquarters. We are going to present a petition to them. What is your major concern about the police?
The question again?
I mean, what's your major concern about the police? What is it that you are not happy about the police? For which reason today you are joining a protest that is going to petition the IGP?
So, we all know that the police must play a very objective role. They are supposed to play the neutral game in matters of security. And then looking at the way the government of the day has taken things into their hands is so unfair. We've not experienced such a governance before. Look at the insecurity situations happening in the country. There are a lot of things happening. When you go to Sotom, just common festive occasion celebrations, and then we can have some of these insecurity issues popping up. There are a lot of things happening in Boko and then all that, which needs to be addressed. The president must take their attention to them. But meanwhile, they are not doing it. How are we solving insecurity situations in the country? You get it? So we are sending a strong signal today to the IGP, such that they can correct everything they are doing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That's some of the party officials. Alpha Patriots, that's what you are wearing today. Why have you joined the protest today?
Okay, so as a young guy of the New Patriotic Party and a Ghanaian citizen of Ghana, I think what is going on in the country is very bad. You see, the rule of law state is clear that you have the right to speak. But it seems like this NDC government is intimidating people. When you say anything and it's against the government, they don't want to accept it. You see, but in a democratic system, you have a right to speak. You have your right to speak, to also contribute. Because in a democratic system, the opposition is recognized. So if the opposition is talking and you decide to intimidate the opposition, the rule of law is not working. You get it? When the opposition is talking and you start intimidating the opposition, then the rule of law is not working, which is very bad. So that's why today I've joined this demonstration.
Oh, wonderful. Chairman, I was starting to know why join demonstration.
Also, this time around.
Yeah. So more and more people have joined the demonstration, and you could see, as I mentioned, a number of party officials are in there, leading the charge, leading the protesters as we approach the police headquarters. We're very close there now, just about 10 minutes away, and we will be there. They're going to present a petition to the IGP for what they believe are conduct that they say is affecting, intimidating their base. And of course, not just the very strong men in the MPP, but the strong women in the MPP have also joined the protest today. Madam, you are here petition the IGP. What are you happy about?
Yeah, so that is a protest ongoing, and you can see from the screens that they are close to the police headquarters, while the second half have been divided moving forward. We'll certainly be bringing us up to date on what is really happening on the ground subsequently. Now, still on protest, the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trade Unions Congress is still on strike. Tewu Tech is demanding better conditions of service. And we are being joined now on Zoom. All right, so let's take it to University of Ghana now, where they are currently speaking, making their demands being known to the authority.
Mr. Chu, behind every successful woman, there is a man. Those that remember coach now, and bear more what you say to him, and put it in front of the man. I think it's a woman. There were other union executives almost come and their woman strike, I mentioned of national film. We also have local film here. And it's a film made in the person of young sister Gladys Alantia. Senior staff chairperson. Hey.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity
Wow. We also have in our midst the Kolebu chairman, in the person of Brother Imam Rolanti. We also have in our midst our producer vice chair, in the person of Mr. Kumi or Brother Kumi.
So we are junior staff. One for one should be out. Why on Monday? It's not that from the very first day I started this negotiation with you. Tewu National, then you produce a film. Or Mama producer at the input at home. But time I ever signed rules of engagement in another producer account. It is the class striker. Now, and we here pass the producer also actively involved. Producer, anything, I can't go. I strike in that yard. Then you're not home.
Hello. Toboy. If I just can't go boy, and now money and can say, hey, look at me. So, the time has soon. It is now time. Whatever. Kí la sí ebe fia? Kí la pe o? Ọ̀dọ́ ọ̀bẹ kí la be fia? My father boy a local chairman in the person of Brother Benjamin Iguza, aka Pila.
Today, be what? Sakila so tia of what? Kila you can cry. Kila uke. Yes, the man will come. Your bomb department, my pajamas. That's it for what? That's it for what? That's it for what? Yes, for what? Yes, for what? Yes, for what?
So indeed, the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress are still on strike, and as you can see, there are solidarity messages from various unions within the University of Ghana who are declaring their support behind them. And also we have there on the left Musbao speaking to some of the protesters by the NPP who currently are on the street demanding for immediate halt to persecution against free speech. And also they are also pushing back against what they describe as unprofessional conduct by the police. So we have this for you and more coming up in this bulletin as well. And right now we take a short break. When we come back, we have business right after this break.
Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Joy News Desk and it's time for business. I am Michelle Lejokum. Now to the stories. The Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Ben Boakye, has called for a diversified funding approach, including the use of pension funds to financing energy sector projects, despite ongoing government negotiations with independent power producers over unpaid debts. Cost of electricity remains high due to systemic inefficiencies and challenges with power purchase agreements. Mr. Boakye explained that cheaper electricity can be achieved through innovative financing models, particularly a mix of private and public partnerships and alternative funding sources, such as pension funds channeled through infrastructure bonds. He made these remarks at an energy conference.
The proposal that we've had on the table is for us to clean up that space, to make sure that utilities can act right and be able to generate the needed revenues to cater for the value chain, so that we stop the accumulation of debt in the sector. If you don't do that, then you're not incentivizing other business people to also invest. You're not incentivizing the capital market to do the investments that are required. We also looked at the cost of capital, which of course is linked to some of the risks that we've talked about. But again, we still really need to look at cost of financing in our continent to see how we bring it down. The suggestion has been for us to do a blended financing that clearly optimizes and shares the risk for investors to have tailored projects that they can actually put their money into. So clearly, there is opportunity for growth. There's opportunity to elevate our people out of poverty by giving them energy. But that energy has to be affordable, and the way to deal with that is make sure that there's transparency around contracting, and also we're capitalizing on emerging technologies such as solar, to extend electricity to the poorer of the poor.
When you say blending financing, what exactly do you mean by this, and how can we pull this together?
So there are various schemes. We have multilaterals, we have local banks, we have pension funds that are all doing financing. How do we bring them together to actually look at how we share risk and be able to develop projects on time, for the people to benefit?
Away from that, the Director General of the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Service, Engineer Dr. Kofi Adro, is calling for deeper collaboration between government and the private sector to bridge Ghana's skills gap and create sustainable jobs. Speaking to Joy Business at the inaugural Platinum Dealers Day, Dr. Adro stressed that stronger public-private partnerships are critical in aligning training with industry needs, equipping young people with relevant skills and driving national development.
The inaugural Platinum Dealers Day brought together industry players, partners, and stakeholders to discuss growth, innovation, and community support. Dr. Adro emphasized that technical and vocational education must be positioned as a key driver of employment and entrepreneurship, especially as Ghana prepares its workforce for a rapidly changing economy.
Basically, what is going to happen is we are going to be supporting Sigma in training the technicians in fixing their electrical appliances, because of the structures that we have at TVET service, also backed by the Pre-Tertiary Education Act 1049 that mandate the service to train or implement government pre-tertiary TVET programs across the country. So what Zigma is doing today falls directly into government vision for young people of this country, who government believes the only way we can transform this country is through skilling up the young people of this country. And TVET is in the forefront of implementing government policy in that direction.
General Manager of Platinum Impex Limited, Ahmad Tan, also stressed on the importance of such partnerships.
Going to launch the CSR, one of our CSR activity, collaborating with TVET Ghana Service, which we believe is going to be a long-term partnership offering a lot of opportunities for the technical institutions.
As part of its corporate social responsibility, Platinum Impex Limited also launched its first CSR project, signaling its intention to give back to the Ghanaian community.
And this is it for business. I am Michelle Ejekum. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com. Winston.
Now, let's do